Marble Manifesto. Michelangelo's David is held as the pinnacle of human perfection. But in a real fight, this statue is a walking disaster. We are stripping away the Renaissance myth to audit the tactical reality of this stance. The art world calls this beauty. I call it a mechanical liability. We are deconstructing the sling's tension and the weight distribution to expose the critical flaws in this defensive posture. If Goliath strikes now, David doesn't just lose, he collapses under his own structural failure. This is the Marble Manifesto. The pivot trap, the right leg axis. So let's audit the weight, shall we? David is locked in a heavy lean on his right leg. In the art world, they call this contrappesto. In the forensic world, we call this a fixed axis. By pinning 80% of his mass onto one leg, Michelangelo has removed David's ability to move laterally. If we apply Newtonian physics, a body in this position requires a massive reset of the center of gravity before a pivot can occur. He is not ready to fight. Again, he is not ready to fight. He is trapped in a pivot trap. We are calculating the precise milliseconds of muscular lag, the movement or the moment where David's skeletal structure was snapped under the pressure of a lateral evasion. He is a static target trying to fight a dynamic giant. The center of gravity versus combat data. Again, the center of gravity versus combat data. We are comparing David's center of gravity to modern sports data. Look at the alignment of his hips relative to the lead shoulder. In a high-stakes encounter, your center of gravity must be fluid to absorb shockwaves. David's spine is curved into an S shape for aesthetic appeal, which compromises his structural integrity. If an incoming strike from a giant lands, the energy won't be dispersed. It will be focused directly into the lower vertebrae. We are looking at sovereign failure. Again, we are looking at sovereign failure here. Michelangelo prioritized theoretical geometry over tactical survival, proving that even the divine sculptor was prioritizing the viewer's eye over the subject's life. The dead zone, again, the dead zone, defensive perimeter audit. Finally, we identified the dead zone. Look at the sling. Again, look at the sling. It's slung over the shoulder, but the tension is non-existent. There is zero preload in the mechanics. By the time David brings that sling into a firing arc, his slow pivot speed will already allow Goliath to close the distance. He is operating in a defensive perimeter that is fundamentally broken. Michelangelo created a masterpiece of strategic resistance, but he failed the physics of the fight. The David isn't a hero, he's a forensic error in stone. Again, the David isn't a hero, he is a forensic error in stone. The closing verdict? We now have deconstructed the high Renaissance trinity: Leonardo's simulation, Raphael's sedition, and now Michelangelo's mechanical failure. The art world will hate this because they cannot refute the math. I don't look at art, I audit reality. As well, as I said in my previous video, I myself am an artist and have been for 32 years. Subscribe to the Fortress. We're going to blow the doors off the boat. Audit complete.